smoke na glow na talk na choke tapos nag-elevate. Malamang dope na coke na broke kasi hindi ka nag-behave. Pag smoke na glow na talk na.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is your host, KD at KDRF Sports TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. You just go to KDRF Sports TV to subscribe, and you should also be able to find me on all social platforms. If not, just go to KDRF Sports TV, YouTube. All right. But before I get started, I got a video I want to play, and this will show you what I want to talk about.
First team all-conference last year, preseason All-American, very much the leader of Blake Baker's defense. Brian Kelly said yesterday he's the guy when his teammates need to be picked up, he picks them up. When they need to be calmed down, he calms them down. Here's a quick run. Jaden Baugh ahead for three, and here's a look at the targeting, and I think they got this right, Greg.
They did. Crown of the helmet to the face mask is an indicator. As soon as he drops his head right there and initiates contact with the top of that helmet, it's an obvious call and just a massive loss for this LSU defense.
And this was a moment ago. Brian Kelly trying to calm down Whit Weeks.
It's a good job by his coach, and Whit Weeks is still allowed to be on the sideline. That's a new change, so his influence can still be felt.
You want this? You got
this video. What this is talking about and what I'm speaking on right here is what is targeting in college football. This is one of the most controversial rules to date. College football has several rules that set it apart from both high school ball and the NFL. One of the most confusing is the targeting rule, which arguably leaves fans frustrated. Here's everything you need to know about college football's most controversial rule. Again, what is targeting college football? Like almost every college football Saturday, which is past game, Oklahoma Temple featured a controversial targeting call. Sooners star defensive lineman R. Mason Thomas was ejected for targeting. Check this out. Check this out. I'm trying to get the video to show the targeting that he was charged with. Nevertheless, after being ejected for targeting in the third quarter of the Sooners contest with Temple, again, R. Mason Thomas will miss the first half of the next game, which is Oklahoma versus Auburn. What are your thoughts about that? Now, Thomas hit Temple's quarterback, Evan Simon, after he had released the pass, after being initially penalized for roughing the passer. The foul was upgraded to targeting, which fans were just like, come on now, which one is it? How do you go from a personal foul, roughing the passer, which is 15 yards. Now it looks like you're probably going to get 15 yards and you out the game. Then you got to sit for the first half of your next game. See, that's what's, I don't believe that the referees know what targeting is. So what exactly is targeting, y'all? What is targeting? Well, according to the NCAA, targeting is when a player makes forcible contact to the head or neck area of an opponent using their helmet, forearm, hand, fist, elbow, or shoulder. Now, we know we've seen some that you're mystified. Like, how is that targeting? There's no way. The most common calls happen when a player leads with the crown or top of their helmet to hit an opposing player, which we have seen that. When targeting is called, it is automatically reviewed. And if the call is upheld, the player is ejected. But then what leads to the question is, who's reviewing? Who's reviewing, y'all? Because if it's being reviewed, they have the opportunity to see it. But I'm just saying, what are they actually reviewing? What are they seeing? What are they seeing? Y'all see my dad back there? That's my dad. He always watching me over my shoulder. But this is that frustrates fans. Widely inconsistent, with calls rarely looking the same from game to game. It often feels completely up to the eye, and that's what I said, of the individual referee rather than a rule written in stone, which is why so much controversy is surrounded around this. Because just like I read before, and I'm going to read it again, targeting is when a player makes forcible contact to the head or neck area of an opponent using the helmet, forearm, hand, fist, elbow, or shoulder.
They're showing blitz. They bring pressure.
So, who's looking at it? You're looking at this right here. This is LSU in Florida. Where was the targeting? I'd like to see this again. That was weeks. I'd like to see it again before I keep talking. Look at that. Just look. Just wait. Wait for it.
And the officials stop the action.
Let's go back. Let's see this again. Let's see this play again.
For potential targeting.
You can hear the crowd booing
Just
while
wait
we
for
were
it,
away.
y'all.
It
Here
was
it comes.
announced that Whit Weeks has indeed been ejected for
he's already
targeting.
been
That
kicked
is
out.
a huge blow to the LSU defense. First
Again,
team all-conference last year, preseason
what makes
All-American,
this
very
rule
much the leader.
even more controversial is that if the foul occurs in the second half. All right, I'm gonna stop. Watch this, y'all.
The head for three, and here's a look at the targeting, and I think they got this right, Greg.
They did. Crown of the helmet to the face mask is an indicator.
Watch this.
As soon as he drops his head right there and initiates contact with the top of that helmet, it's
So
an
he hit
obvious
him.
call and just a massive loss for
Part of
this
his
LSU
head was in
defense.
his shoulder, and
And
the
this
other
was
part
a
was
moment
on
ago.
the helmet. So again, the player is also suspended. So if it occurs in the second half, the player is also suspended for the first half of the team's next game, which is what happened to the Thomas scenario. So what we're talking about when we say half, we're talking about 2 quarters. Half, 2 quarters. That's what we're talking about. Now, what is this? Means a single foul, one foul in one game can cost a team's top player or part of a completely different game. So completely, regardless of the controversy, the rules, we always talk about rules, right? The rule has been part of the game since 2008. with the ejection penalty in place since 2013. It's deeply ingrained in college football and something coaches, players, and fans would just have to live with it and deal with it. That's just what it is. It's undoubtedly a confusing rule. It's understandable why fans are against it, but it's in the rule book. That's what it is. It's in the rule book, and something they need to know as they follow the 2025 season. Now, I think it's a good rule because it can potentially help the defensive player. It just needs to be called properly. Now, this article right here, I can't take credit for the article. I'm just reporting on the article. This article was written by Max Dorsey. No relation. So I'll be bringing. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I'll be bringing you my take on the rules in future videos. It's only right. It's only right because I got to see if this continues to happen, which I already know is going to continue to happen, but I got to see if this continues to happen because not only is it being called, it's also deciding the final score in certain games. You feel what I'm saying? It's deciding the outcome of certain games. That, my friends, is the part that I have a problem with. But as always, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, share, go to KD Sports TV, and again, this is KD in the house. And I'm still getting jiggy with it, y'all. Ain't nothing stopping. I'm just doing something a little bit different. I'm trying to bring y'all something a little bit more exciting. Things such as this. Hey, like I said, still getting jiggy with it, y'all. Peace, blessing, and love. And I'm out. Oh yeah. And this ain't Hulk Hogan. Let's go. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go.